Welcome to Star Aspect Design. This week the design is a rustic 3-bedroom bungalow which features natural materials, warm textures, and a simple L-shaped layout. Now the stone finishes and the earthy tones emphasize the rustic nature of this design, as you can see. So whether you're dreaming of a cabin-inspired home or you're planning a peaceful escape from the city, then this is the design for you. Back there you have the carport, and then towards this side you have a pergola. That's also, that chill space on the outside. This here is the lounge, which is the main space of the house, and it's a quite spacious lounge with the 2 windows. And as you go to the side, that is what you see, the lounge and the master bedroom. And of course the stone finish goes all around the house because you really want to emphasize the rustic nature of the design. And the window casings are made of timber, which bring out also that cabin feel. This is especially good for the people who love natural surroundings. So if you're a person for like camping, cabins, log cabins, this is the kind of design you would go for. Right there is the master at the end, and then the other 2 bedrooms on this other end with the bathrooms in between. So this is the side of the house where you exit to the back from the kitchen. There you have your clothing lines, and then from the kitchen you have your gas cage and your Dobby sink, and then the carport, which is right here. So this is the perfect village oasis. That's my thought on it. If I were to have a village home, this is it, because you don't want anything overstated. And I know there's also the people who want the ostentatious designs for the village, but if you're a simple nature kind of person, then this is the design for you. Now let's move to the ArchiCAD model. So that is what you have. This is the L shape that I was talking about. That is a very simple layout with the L. First of all, it makes for a very simple structural design. And also now the exterior also is quite simple. That also means the roof is simple because you don't have very many corners. It's a simple L. So when we get here, this is the front of the house. This is where you enter. You get the porch, and that is the front door. So when we look at the design in totality, once you enter, you have your entry console directly ahead of you where you leave your keys and your shoes down here. And then to your right, you have the dining room, the dining area. Then here you enter into the lounge, and the lounge is quite spacious. I recognize that in the village, if you want a village home, there's that community thing. So you want to be able to host a number of people. So that's why I've designed for a spacious living room that can hold quite a number of seats. And then from this area here, you enter the master bedroom, which is right there, Ensuite. And then you have the 2 bedrooms that share a common bathroom in between. And this bathroom also acts as the cloakroom for the visitors. Now, I should state, this design is very simple and compact. That's why you see there's not much circulation space, corridors all over. The compact nature of this design makes sure that, number one, less use of materials. So that means it will be cheap to construct. That's why we really want the compact layout. So from the open dining area, then you get into the kitchen. For the kitchen, you can either have it open so that it will be the dining and the kitchen flowing into each other, or you can close it up. This being a village home, I figured closing up the kitchen is better because you know what goes on in the village kitchens. You know, you want your privacy to cook everything. Privacy to cook your githeri, kienyeji mbogas, and all those things. To sit down here and shell your maize. That's why I opted to go for a closed up kitchen. But also, you can open it up. There's no limitation there. It's all a matter of personal choice. And from there you have this area here, which is a small laundry area where you can have your washing machine and a bit of storage where you can store your soaps and everything. And back there you have your pantry. More storage for the kitchen because also the kitchen is not very big. And this door here and then leads to the outside. And as I usually state in the kitchen, you have that triangular workflow from the fridge to the sink to the cooker and back to the fridge. So that triangular workflow is very important. And then from the cooker, you have a straight line, straight piping to the outside to the gas cylinder cage, which is right there. And then you have a Dobby sink, a concrete Dobby sink over there. And then you move outside where you can have a paved working area, or you can also leave it open. And then your hanging lines right there, depending on how much space you have. And then off to this side is a carport. You can either have it closed up entirely, have it shaded at the top, or have it open altogether. The choice is yours, but having it shaded in some way is better because it keeps your cars away from the harsh weather, the heat and the rain and all that. Then for this design, off to this corner here, I figured it's important sometimes to actually have, that outdoor area where you can chill out and relax. That's why I created this pergola here. That can be a chill out space. For when you have gatherings, this can be one area where people sit, or even just the family. You can sit here and have your lunch, your tea, or even dinner sometimes. I feel like the many options of sitting areas is important. So you have the outdoor there, you have the lounge, and then you have the porch. So those different sitting areas are a good idea. So as I was saying, the lounge is quite spacious. It is a sunken lounge. Once you get to this area here, you step down 2 steps So leading to that sunken lounge there, and then you have your fireplace. Now the fireplace, this is a gas fireplace. You could have a gas fireplace. I know it's rustic, but there's also, sometimes you want rustic without the strenuous task of lighting a fire, fetching firewood. But you could have it as a gas fireplace, you could have it as an electric fireplace, and you could also have it as the traditional firewood fireplace. The choice is yours, really. But I'm a lazy one in terms of fire, so that's why I chose the gas option. That's how the master bedroom looks like, with the wardrobes there, and then it's also ensuite, where you have your bathtub, and then you have your toilets there and your sink. And then, of course, as I talked about, these 2 bedrooms with a shared bathroom right there. And for the dining area, that is what you have. So I should mention, for the dining area, I always find it prudent to have a service area, so that from the kitchen, then you can have a breakfast area here where you can have your coffee maker, you can have your bread spreads, your bread and cup storage all over there, so that you don't have to go into the kitchen to serve your breakfast or your snacks. That's why I always opt to have a service area near the dining, whether it's an open layout or a closed up layout. So that is the plan in totality. Alright, so that's it for today. Please write down in the comments below what you think about the design, what you would improve on the design. Your thoughts are always welcome, and as I always state, we can always stand to learn more. Thank you for tuning in. I hope to see you next week in the next video. Please share, like, subscribe. Let's continue growing our community. Let's continue designing. And as always, live large.